in the past couple months alone, I've been able to become financially independent and free. I've been able to buy my dream car at age 17 years old and make almost $10,000 in a single week using literally just my phone and Instagram. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you the full method, how to set everything up so that you can start making money just like me. And this is a business model which you can start as a complete beginner. Because you may be thinking that this probably requires a ton of experience. You have to be very good at video editing or growing on social media. You don't, right? I started this as a complete beginner. In my first ever week with this business model, I made about $2,500. That's in my first week, by the way, with this specific business model. So I was a beginner just like everyone else. This was me, before I started, like back a year ago, working a regular job. But I knew other people were making money with Instagram, and I was like, okay, so can I, right? It's possible for you as well. And so I've made crazy amounts with various platforms. So I haven't only made money on Instagram, I've also done it on like YouTube and everything. And back when I was starting out, my first ever dollar I made online was with TikTok, right? And in my first month, I tried TikTok. I made $0. My second month, I made $0 again. My third month, that was the first month I ever made money, was $1,000, right? And so this was me when I started out, right? So when you're doing this business model, this isn't like some get rich quick scheme. It's very easy and very simple to do, but I'm not going to give you false expectations and just try to sell you a course that's going to make you $10,000 in your first month. You're not going to make $10,000 in your first month. But if you just want to make maybe $1,300, or maybe you want to make $800, or even just make your first dollar online within your first month and get started, because you can see here, right? I'm achieving these crazy amounts of money, 10,000 in a week now, but I wasn't making that in my first month, right? So I'm going to show you exactly how you can set everything up and how you can get going, and you can get results faster than me, right? Because I had to figure this out for myself. You have me to show you the way. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how you can achieve the same transformation. So you're over here, you want to get to here. I'm here to show you how to get there, right? So there's three methods which I use to make money online: Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Which one is the best? Instagram is by far the best, and that's why we're talking about it today. So why is Instagram the best? And that's why I showed you. With TikTok, it took me 2 months before I made my first dollar with TikTok. With Instagram, it took me like literally less than a day. Pretty much, it was like a day and a half, and then I made two and a half thousand within that first week on Instagram. So you don't need a required amount of followers to start making money. That's the first thing. If you're making money on YouTube, for example, you're required to have 1,000 followers. If you're trying to make money with TikTok, for example, you need 5,000 followers to start making money. So with Instagram, though, you can start making money on a brand new account, 0 followers, which is why part of the reason I was able to make money so quickly, just like that, is you don't need a bunch of requirements to qualify for like some monetizational program on the platform. The second is that it pays incredibly well, right? You make a lot of money with it, as you can see, like the results that I've got. And then the third is that the form of monetization. So there's multiple ways which you can monetize your Instagram, which I'm going to kind of show you here, and you do it all at once. So just stick around to the end of this video so that you understand everything. Don't skip around. Don't stop watching this. But the form of monetization, it's incredibly good for making money, and it is by far the best way. If you just want to make your first $1,000 online, like I said, don't shoot for $20,000 online if you haven't even made 500 or even your first dollar online. But just set a goal, $1,000 online within the next 2 months, right? And you could hit that easily with this, or even in your first month. So here's some proof it's the best. Like I said, it's worked for me. And in a second here, I'll show you my results on the actual page. I'll refresh your screen and everything so you can see it's totally legit and real. And you're probably wondering, right? Like, okay, it worked for Mark, it worked for me. Can it actually work for you, right? And I'm going to show you how you can do this completely faceless, so you don't even have to show your face on your page. But you're probably wondering, okay, of course I was able to do it, right? Because I have all this experience on social media. I was a beginner just like the rest of you guys. And so it worked for me. It can also work for you. And the proof of that is, by the way, these are some of my students in my private community, which I'll show you at the end of the video. Some of them, for example, Mika, he made $70 on his first day. Like literally his first day starting, made $70, right? Jesse, he's from Nigeria, by the way, so you can do this from any country, made $737 in his first week. Jesus from the Dominican Republic made $200 in his first week. Haram made $500 in a week. And so you're probably not, there's some students in there, like there was one who made $1,000 in a single day. There's a few who are making like 4 or 5,000 a month, but it's probably not going to make you $10 or $20,000 a month. It will for me, right? But maybe not for you. But if you just want to make 3 or 4,000, maybe $5,000 online, this will absolutely work for you. And so essentially what you're going to do is, right, I'll show you my exact funnel of my Instagram and how it's set up. Okay, so for some reason it's not allowing me to go full screen right now, but this is essentially my Instagram here. You can go and search it up if you want. Cobra Lesson, 280,000 followers about that now. And basically, I monetize this in two ways essentially, and I combine them at once. So the first way I monetize it is I drive people to a faceless community. By the way, I'll show you how you can do this faceless, right? So my Instagram page is faceless. On my community, I show my face, but I'll show you how you can do the whole thing completely faceless. And with this faceless community here, um, this one right here is 15,000 members, $3 a month. So they're people paying me monthly. And so I'm driving people from my faceless Instagram page where you don't have to show your face in your videos or anything like that. And you're driving them to your online community. Now, you can host your online community on a few different platforms. I do mine on a platform called School, but a lot of people who I'm teaching this to, they do it on Discord because it's completely free to start a community on Discord. So it's very nice to set it up there. But essentially, that's the first kind of way you monetize it. But then the second is before you send them directly to the community, instead of sending them to the community, you first send them to this thing here in the middle. So you send them from your Instagram to this thing to your community. So this thing in the middle is a newsletter. That's the logo of the platform which you host a newsletter on, and it's called Beehive, right? And Beehive will literally pay you for just getting people to enter their emails in. So you send people from Instagram to a place where they enter their email. As soon as they enter their email, they get an automatic email sent to their inbox, which has an invite to join your community. And so you monetize it in two ways, right? You monetize it from the newsletter just by getting their email, and then you monetize it when they join you and pay you for your community. So that being said, here's what you're going to do. You're going to first set up your Discord/online community. If I were you, you want to set it up for free, just do it on Discord because the platform I do it on, I have to pay monthly to host my community. On Discord though, you can set it up for completely free, so it's you don't have to worry about anything. But first set up your Discord and then you add a newsletter to monetize it because you drive people to a newsletter, they sign up for your newsletter, then you send them to the community. But if before you have them sign up to your newsletter, you have to have something which you're going to send them to. You can't have them just enter their email and then they don't get anything or you don't send them to anything because those people are going to unfollow your page. They might try to they'll get mad at you. They'll leave comments telling people not to do it. It's just not going to be a good situation at all. And you're losing out on quality leads, which you could sell into your community. And like I said, I'm going to show you how to do the entire thing faceless. You don't have to show your face. But first, you're going to set up your Discord. Then you're going to add a newsletter to monetize it, right? And you can make money pretty much instantly with the Discord. So you're going to have a Discord here. And very simply, then you're also going to set up the newsletter, right? So you're going to go from Instagram to newsletter to Discord. But first, we need to set up the Discord and the Instagram. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up the Instagram, right? So I know you might be a little bit confused about the newsletter, right? With the newsletter, by the way, you just monetize that by getting people to sign up. With the Discord, you just sell people to join your community. So how do you actually make money with the newsletter? Just so you understand. Well, with the newsletter, you monetize your IG page by getting people to sign up to a free newsletter. Now, on Instagram, what do you even post? You can post simple videos like this one here that you see on the right. You've probably seen a bunch of luxury videos like this. A lot of people inside of my private community, which is the top link in the bio, by the way, those are the guys, they just post videos like this. They don't show their face. They just they edit them on CapCut. Simple, done just like that in 10 minutes, right? So you drive people from an Instagram, and your Instagram profile could look like this, posting these style of videos. This is an example, like I said, of someone in the private community. This is Instagram. Very simple username, simple bio, simple link in bio, which drives people to his newsletter or whatever he may be promoting now, right? And so this is essentially how it works. You drive people to your newsletter, and it takes you to a page which looks like this. And people come to a page that looks like this. When they come to this page, they enter their email, they click subscribe. How do you make money from that, though? Because they didn't pay you, right? Well, other newsletters will pay you to boost/promote their newsletter. So when people sign up to your newsletter, they sign up for free. And then when they sign up for free, there's a pop-up on their screen. And on that pop-up on their screen, there's a list of other newsletters. As you can see here, you can have up to 5. And with those 5 other newsletters, when they subscribe to those other 5 newsletters by just clicking the green check mark there, you get paid just like that for them signing up to other people's newsletters for absolutely free. So again, I'll say it one more time. People subscribe to your newsletter for free on the left. Then they get a pop-up on their screen, which allows them to subscribe to other newsletters on the internet, just like that. And those other newsletters will pay you for getting them a new subscriber, right? So it's incredibly powerful. That's how I've been able to make, that's how I made the 10,000 in 1 week with the screenshot that I showed you. It was from that. So first, I'm going to show you how to set up your Instagram, right? How can you set up your Instagram and get it all going, right? So setting up your Instagram, how do you set up your IG profile? This way you can start taking action pretty much instantly and start posting videos, right? And by the way, you don't even need a lot of followers. You can start with, there was someone in my private community, he made $900 in just over a week. It was like a week and a half, and he only had 300 followers. So you don't even need a ton of followers to make money with this. So setting up your IG, this, like I said, these are some examples of good Instagram accounts which you could replicate and kind of how you set it up in that similar style. But I'm just going to show you how you can pick a good username, pick a good profile picture, and pick a good bio. And I highly recommend that during this video, go through with me step by step on this process so that you can uh, as you go through this step by step, by the end you'll be ready to start posting, right? So first, for a username, we're just going to use ChatGPT to create a username, right? And this is very simple. It doesn't take very long at all. Just ask it, I'm creating an Instagram account, give me 10 username ideas I could use similar to the following list. And you give it a list of like kind of example ones which it could use. These are some right here which you could ask it for. And with those, essentially, it's going to spit out a list at you, which is very similar to those ones. And those are like of usernames of other people in the community. And then just pick one you like, right? It's literally, you could just do that in like 1 minute, right? You ask it, it'll give you like, here are 10 username ideas for your Instagram account that fit the vibe of your example. And then it has a list of 10 here. Now with these ones, if you don't like any of these, you could, for example, if you like one, but you don't like many others, you could say, hey, I really like number 3 that you gave me. Give me 10 more like number 3, right? So you can play around with it a little bit, however you want to set up your profile there. But that's what I do for the username. Don't overcomplicate it. It's very simple. Just keep in mind though, when you're going to create your account on Instagram, the username exactly like that might be taken because there's like a billion Instagram accounts out there. So you might, for example, need to put like a dot in between two of these words, or put an underscore, put a number at the end, something like that. But just pick the username. And creating your account is very simple. All you do is you're just on your profile, you hold down your profile picture in the bottom right, and then you click add Instagram account right there. And you can actually see my Cobra lessons page right there, logged into my Instagram. You just click add Instagram and you sign up with a username and a password. Very simple. Now that you've got your username and your password, how do you create your profile picture? Again, very, very simple. We're just going to use Canva to make it as simple as possible, right? And Canva is completely free. It's very easy to use. And Canva will basically just make your profile picture for you. Now, a profile picture actually is very important to have, to build recognition with your audience. They recognize, they look at your profile, they say, oh, that's that one account. That's that one account that I followed, right? They recognize it. So if you have like a very clear and understanding profile picture like this one here on the bottom right, or this one on the left, maybe on the top right, that's a good one. This one on the top left, it's not the best, but it's not bad either. It gets the job done, right? But Canva, you're going to go into Canva, create an account. You just sign up with a Google account on Canva, not hard at all. And you're going to click create a design in the top left. Once you click create design, click on logo. Now that you've clicked logo, you click search logo templates, search for logo templates. And what I would do is basically this will give you a bunch of templates which you could use for a logo, right? Now, for a logo, you can honestly do anything. And I actually probably, if I were you, I probably wouldn't include words in your logo. So you could just pick one that you like here. So for example, this one here, which I picked, growth finance on the right, you could just delete the words and just use this, like these red bars as your logo. Very simple. You could also maybe use the words and add your profile picture there. You could change the color of these bars. You can customize, play around with it a little bit. But that's kind of how you go about it, right? And you could just take something very simple like this. Like I said, maybe you change the colors, maybe make it bigger, smaller. Maybe you turn them so they're faced this way. Maybe you actually put your username here. However you want to go about it. Get a profile picture, very simple, and add that in. The last step which you need to set up your Instagram is your bio, right? So once you've set up your bio, you're pretty much good. Now you want a bio like the ones which you see here. And these ones essentially just drive people to their newsletters, or their communities. But first to the newsletter, and then the newsletter sends them to the community. But you're going to use the link in bio originally to drive people to your community before you set up your newsletter. So you're going to essentially just right here add a very simple bio in and then put the link below it, right? So I showed you some examples there. Here's a great example. I think this one's done perfectly. Like I said, this is another student in my community. And with his, he says, learn how to make 10K monthly by accessing my free guides. And then you always want to have the downwards pointing emoji pointing down to the link that's right below there. And then just put something very simple, right? Learn how to make 10K monthly by accessing my free guides, this and that, right? And so, for example, you can say here, right, these are just some example templates which you could kind of use for yourself. I said, learn how I made 3K in 1 week with Instagram, downwards pointing emoji. The next one, downwards pointing emoji, learn how to make money on social media with my free guide. That's pretty good. Watch my free guide on how I made 8K in 1 week, downwards pointing emoji. And you can like play around with these, kind of put it in your own words a little bit. So instead of saying 8K in 1 week, maybe you say 800, or like maybe you say 5K or whatever, right? play around with it. Instead of saying watch my free guide, you say access my free guide or access my free course, right? So play around with it, kind of put it in your own words a little bit, but just essentially just copy it down like that. And then you plug that into your Instagram. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put the link to your newsletter underneath the text. Okay. So underneath this little text right here, which you have driving them to your link, um, underneath this, like I said, you're going to put the downwards pointing emoji. That's going to drive them to that link. And that link is going to be your newsletter, right? But like I said, before you set up your newsletter, you have to set up your community first. You can do the community faces as well, so don't worry about that. But you're going to set up your Instagram there. Also, by the way, before I get into, I'm going to explain to you here how much money you could actually expect to make with this. But just so you understand, also, if you have any questions, by the way, throughout this video, leave a comment below. I try my best to reply to every single comment, so you should expect a reply pretty soon if you just leave a comment below this video. And I also appreciate if you drop a like. That would help out a lot. But how do you make $1,000 for this, right? So on average, you get paid around $2 per subscriber that subscribes to one email, right? This is with the newsletter. And then I'll show you a little bit of the community. But the newsletter is where you can make a ton of money. But like I said, before you can have a newsletter running, you have to have something to give to people, which is going to be your Faceless community. So on average, you get paid around $2 per subscriber that subscribes to one email. So if they subscribe to your email and then they subscribe to one of the recommended emails, you get paid about $2. And you can boost 5 emails at once. So on that little pop-up on your newsletter page, you can have up to 5 emails all at once in that list. So they could subscribe to 5 emails all at once, which you recommended. And imagine that if you're getting paid $2 per one that they subscribe to, if they subscribe to all 5 at once, that means you just earned $10 per just one subscriber, right? Because they subscribe to 5 times 2, because you're earning $2 for each one, $10 for a subscriber. And all that person did was he just entered his email into your newsletter and clicked a few buttons, and boom, he didn't even spend any money, and you made $10. So just think about that. Let's say you want to make $1,000. Okay, just think about it like this, right? You want to make $1,000. That's literally just 100 subscribers that you need to get, right? Now there is a little bit more nuance to this. Like some newsletters will pay less, some newsletters will pay more, even some newsletters that you recommend will actually even have like a screening process, so they only accept subscribers from certain countries. Other newsletters accept people from anywhere. Some newsletters are pretty strict, some others are, they don't care at all, and you can make a ton of money with them. But you get the point, right? So there's a little bit more nuance to it, which I talk about in my full guide on this, breaking everything down. But that's kind of like the general gist of it. You'll make around somewhere around that money for just one subscriber. So if you want to make $1,000, you only need like 100 subscribers, right? And so let's say you want to make 1,000 in a month, you need 100 subscribers. That's only 3 per day, because there's 30 days in a month. 100 divided by 30 is 3. You only need 3 subscribers a day, and you just made $1,000 in a month, just like that, right? So think about how hard could just 3 people go into your page and entering their email in, right? It's not that hard at all. So now you just have to drive traffic to your newsletter, right? And these are just some examples. Earn $2 per subscriber, and this is what it looks like when they click, and then you earn from it, right? So you're going to be using Instagram to drive people to your newsletter, and then from there to your community. And so you can just simply post like luxury clips and add CTAs in the captions or comments, right? And then tell people to go to the link in your bio, right? So what a lot of people in the community are doing is that they have videos like this inside of the caption, right? Like below the video here, inside of the video, they say, check my link in bio for a free guide. And then they put it in the pinned comment as well. They put a comment on the video, they pin it so everyone sees it. Check out the free guide in my link in bio. And then also in the video, sometimes they say, hey, I have a free guide, link in bio if you're interested. People go to their profile, they click the link in bio, they go sign up for your newsletter, and you make money just like that, right? So it's very simple. Now, if you're confused on like what to edit, I'm going to give you here in a second. I'm going to give you a free guide so that you can know how to edit videos. I actually walk you through live on CapCut, me editing a video, so you can just copy me exactly. But if you want to make money instantly with this, like I said, first you have to set up your community before you activate your newsletter, and you can make a lot of money with your community. By the way, someone recently they set up their community within the first, literally within the first day of setting up their community, they made money. They made like $29 within the first day. And by the way, the community's recurring revenue, so people are paying you again and again and again. So that's not just 29 there. And now he's just making more and more sales. So I'm not exactly sure where he's at right now. I believe he's at like a couple hundred. But you just you set up a community first, and then once you do that, you can activate the newsletter. Now the newsletter is probably where you're going to make the most money. But like I said, you have to have the community to have the newsletter. You can't just have the newsletter without the community. So you're gonna but once you get the community set up, which you can set up the community in literally like an hour, It's very, very simple. And actually, all you're going to do for the community is you're just going to copy and paste my community into yours, right? And you just sell it as your own. So you're basically selling my course as your own, and you're keeping 100% of the money. You're keeping it all completely for yourself, right? So that way, if you don't want to like record your own courses or record your own videos and everything, you don't have to. You can just use mine. First of all, you're going to ask your friends to sign up. Um, and once you get your newsletter going, just imagine that if you got just 10 of your friends to sign up and you earn $10 per friend that you get to sign up, that could be $100 right there, which you make within your first day, right? And that's why you get a lot of people who they start this and, like, for example, Noel, $70 in his first day. There's actually a previous guy in the video which I showed you earlier. Mika, he made $70 within his first day, right? So that's two people who made money within their first day. There's another guy. In the community. Recently, he made $280 within his first 3 days because you're just asking your friends, asking your family, and that kind of stuff to just go and enter their email, right? So they're not going to mind doing that. But first, it's just to ask people who you know, and then once you do that, you can start driving more people. So Noel, for example, he made $70 in his first day, and Noel is now made $160 in his first 3 to 4 days. He's been in the community for about a month now. I believe he made like $4,000. I think it's 3 to 4,000 he made. But now that you've set everything up, so first of all, with your Instagram, right? If you're following along, you've set everything up. Congrats! I want you to give yourself a pat on the back. What do you do from here? Well, the next step to do from here is if you're serious about this business model and you want to do it some more, now you just have to put some input in, right? So so essentially what you need to do is you just need to have input. Start posting videos on Instagram. Obviously, you need to set up your community, which is very simple, and then eventually set up your newsletter after that. But once you post your first video, what I'll do is if you're inside my community, which you can go and try it out for free, by the way, you don't have to pay to go and join it. But once you post your first video, I'll shout out your Instagram for you. So literally, I'll post your video onto my story, and when you just think about it like this: when I post your reel onto my story gets about 15 to 20,000 views. All the views which my story gets automatically get added to the reel I reposted. So your video which I repost for you will be guaranteed at least 10 to 20,000 views, and then that'll get your account going just like that, right? So there'll be a ton of stuff you could find with that. If you're interested, by the way, I'll show you kind of like a little peek inside to what the community looks like. Um, so this is kind of what the community looks like, and you can see, like I said, people in here are making like very good money. Like, for example, Kai, hey, just made $20 with my community. He started, you can tell, like right there 2 days ago. So Mika, for example, 280 on Beehive. That's the newsletter platform. So and because you get a bunch of in-depth stuff here. So first of all, you get like the full in-depth Instagram course on like how to post videos and everything. And then you get also the Instagram plus Discord course. So I'll show you how to first set up your Instagram plus Discord. And once you do that, there'll be a full course showing you how to set up your newsletter and get it all going, right? And then like driving people there and everything. So it's very simple, by the way. It's not like you even need a lot in there, but that'll basically show you how to get it set up. And then there's some other cool stuff inside the community. You can get like live calls with me, so you can talk with me one-on-one. And actually, when you join the community, I'll do a private one-on-one call with you for free, absolutely free. Private one-on-one call with you for like an hour or something, and we'll set everything up. So if you want to get on a call with me, you can join. Top link in bio. Like I said, you can try it out for free. You don't have to pay to sign up now and join it. So yeah, I'll see you on the inside in the community. Also, make sure to subscribe before you go click the link in the bio. But yeah, that's it. See you in the next video.